you have an awareness, and that's what's important. And just that there are people out there that made decisions in the past, and like I said, this people of my generation that have kids my age is basically it, because that's when all this was becoming popular.
Right.
Of course, it's so much easier to get information now and to educate.
Well, the funny thing is that I just saw a Pew study. In fact, I have it right here in front of me, that a Pew Research Center report released last week shows that a majority of Americans say children should be required to get vaccinated. However, that age difference makes a huge difference. 68% of U.S. adults say childhood vaccination should be required. 30% say parents should be able to decide. Among all groups, young adults are more likely to say vaccinating children should be a parental choice. 41% of 18 to 29-year-olds say that parents should be able to decide whether or not their child gets vaccinated. Only 20% of adults 65 or older echo this opinion. And I would bet that is because older people remember a time when these diseases were actually like in play. And so that there was like some type of institutional memory where, they had, if not a brother or a sister, maybe they had an uncle or an aunt who had died as a child because of this stuff. And that was part of the family's, lore. And so it would be nice if it was something that was on the downside, but it actually seems to be on the uptick.
What's interesting, I keep thinking about, the former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, who was really respected president in a lot of ways, very sophisticated, and he denied HIV/AIDS link and didn't want pharmaceuticals basically in South Africa, and it was caused like really disastrous effects there. But what was interesting about it, and I guess kind of reminds me of the vaxxer thing, is that if you read his statements and his comments on it, he had a very well-justified anger and rage at the global pharmaceutical industry and how sort of Africa.
Right.
So that's what I think gets tricky with this issue in terms of how to frame it. And I'm obviously not justifying people not vaccinating their kids, but it comes clustered with all of these justifiable concerns.
Right. That's what I said yesterday.
That's what you said yesterday.
I mean, I have spent a lot of time talking to people who have just horrendous stories about what drug companies are capable of. But these are not unscrutinized regimes, let's put it that way.